the month of March was like my self-development, no dating, no social media month. Okay.
Yeah.
Went pretty good. I feel like I grew. And now I am back on the mutual grind. Okay. I matched with some pretty cute girls. Okay. But again, there are some where I'm like, dude, she's so pretty. She's so fine. Like there's just no way. So I'm like, is it even worth it for me to send a message? Because it's not like really a pride thing, but like if she's not going to respond back, then what's the point?
Yeah, it's like
if I'm just going to get ghosted, I may as well just let it go. Like it's like, yeah.
It was fun. It was fun to match, but like I'll just watch that expire and.
Yeah, let's just be real about this whole situation.
Yeah. Well, no, dude.
I'm not about to get ghosted, dude. So I'll just let that baby expire.
Sometimes I take the risk with like a new. I don't want to call them pickup lines because they're not like some joke. It's like just new approaches. And sometimes I take the risk with girls that I'm like really interested in, and it backfires. Because I triple texted this girl because I thought, you know what, I'm gonna try this new thing where I just say, hey, if you want to hang out or you want to go on a date, if you're interested, like here's my number, text me. Because then it's like it's in their court, they feel comfortable, they're not like they don't have like a dude like all up in their business, and it doesn't work. I texted 5 girls and no one responded, no one texted me, so I was like, okay,
numbers don't lie, huh?
Yeah, I'm like all right, so yeah, that's 0 for 5. So I was like, you know what, like, but I'm not prideful. I'll go in for a second text. Okay.
Now that is bold.
I know. Well, a lot of people think it's like simpy or like, just move on. But I'm like, I don't care. I'll make a fool of myself because if she's not going to respond anyways, who cares? But I'm like, but if she like, there's no like loss there. I don't have her, so I can't lose anything. But if it works, sick, right? So I texted this girl again because I saw that she was in Ogden, and I'm like, crap, dude, if she doesn't live in St. George, like, what's the point? So I was like, do you live in Ogden? Doesn't respond. Then like a week later, I see that she is in St. George. So I'm like, no, she doesn't live in Ogden. I'm like, and this is okay. I don't even.
And she obviously saw the message.
Right. I'm just like, yeah. So
the nerve.
So one girl, I'd actually said like, can I get a second chance to the number thing when I sent the number thing, which is kind of like a lame thing to say, but I just don't really care. And she was like, hi, yeah, like what's up? So it worked once, the second chance thing. So I was like, hey, so I'll use that on the Ogden girl. So I texted her, I was like, can I get a second chance? Nothing. I'm like, okay.
So is that a no or?
I should text her. I'm
like,
that a
so maybe?
Yes. Are you still thinking about it?
A third time?
Yeah. Go again, baby. So yeah, that's there's not really been any decent dating opportunities lately. I've just been on my own grind because I just don't really care right now.
Yeah, and I've gone back and forth between. If I message a girl, do I go with, hey, you're cute, let's go on a date this week? Just uber forward, just throw it out there, and
simple. Whatever
happens. Because you're right, you do have nothing to lose except for the girl, right. And the whole situation. Or do I play it safe and be like, hey, like, you're super cute, like, where are you going to school? Or like, hey, like, what's going on in your life right now? I don't know, just something to get to know her. But then you risk the chance of just being so dull and boring and forgettable. But again, on the contrary, if you go with the other approach and say, hey, when are we going out? Then you take the risk of being too forward. It's just this weird song and dance between like trying to not pass a line that you think that she might not like.
Yeah.
And so I've decided is that if a girl doesn't want to go out with you, I don't really think it changes what you say.
Right.
So I've just been like, I've made the decision. I'm just going to say, hey, if anyone I find attractive or want to go on a date with, I'm just going to say, hey, I think you're cute, obviously because we matched, and we should go out this day or this week. And if she doesn't respond to that, it's pretty likely she's not going to respond to anything else.
Yeah, no.
And I'll die on that hill, and I have died on that hill. I'm dead on that hill.
No, dude. I agree. It's like, I feel like I have to play this game where it's like, okay, some girls like a really forward text, like you just get down to business. Some girls want to get to know you, and some girls want you to be kind of mean and mysterious. It's like you never know which girl wants what approach.
Dude.
And so it's like you just gotta. I don't know. I try different things, and different things work and different things don't. But I'm like, at the end of the day, if a girl is into you, you'll know, right?
It doesn't matter what you say, and you'll know for sure.
So I'm just like, I don't know. Yeah, the whole online dating thing is wow.
And you and I like to get in there and get our hands dirty. We like to just be forward and and just say what we think and we're just very forward and we're very blunt. And if a girl doesn't like that, then she's probably not with. I mean, and if a girl were to say that to me, even if I wasn't necessarily super attracted to her, I would think that is attractive because that means that she knows what she wants.
Mm.
And it means she has good taste because she wants to go out with me. Right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a lot of green flags there. And and if that turns a girl off, then I'm not going to lose sleep over it at night.
No, yeah. Well, girls always complain about guys that say just like, hey, or it's like they're really dry with their texts. But I'm like, girls are no better, right? It's like, I don't want to impress you over text. I don't want to have to think of something that I wouldn't usually think of so that you're like, hey, this guy's a little different. I'll go out with him. I'm like, I want to be myself.
Yeah.
And myself, when I'm talking to a new person over text, is simple. Right? I just want to get to know you, talk about the basics, right? I'm like, or just immediately go to hang out. But, I mean, so recently I matched with this girl, and I was like, dang, this girl's got some gorgeous eyes. I'm a big eye guy.
Oh, I love that.
Dude, she's some nice eyes, bro. She's got those, like, dark hair, really light skin, and really bright green eyes. One of those girls, you know? Anyways.
She's pretty.
So I was like, we're talking to each other, and she's really chill. And I was like, hey, we should hang out sometime. And then she's like, you name a time and place, and I'm there. And this is where I always, I know. It was like way down for it.
Did you fumble the bag?
I haven't fumbled anything. I just haven't said anything back.
Oh my gosh, bro. Respond on the pod right now.
What do I say? I don't want to hang out with anyone.
Give her a time and a place.
Okay. Well, yeah. No, I'll respond. I promise.
You're casual, bro.
I promise. Because she's in St. George. She goes to Dixie State. It's like finally a cute girl in St. George. So it's like, it's my opportunity. It's my time, baby.
You better, man.
So, yeah, dude. Girls are weird, dude.
I've been gone for like 4 days. I haven't charged them or been home.
You're such a busy guy.
I have been lately.
Not usually.
Not usually. Not like this, at least. So if they die, we might have to take a quick intermission, but we'll just power through and see how far we can get.
Well, in other news, I fixed the internet situation, so it should be very smooth this time around.
Oh, you did? What'd you change?
I mean, I don't know if you want me to get into the nerdy, gory details.
Just give me like a sentence.
I just bought something that would make it better.
Okay, cool. That's much better.
That's all you need to know.
Much easier for me to understand.
Yeah. Dang, bro. So, just so you know, we're already a minute into it. We've already started.
Right out of the gates, we just went.
Oh yeah, I just thought, hey, might as well record what we're talking about.
Hey man, well, yeah, I feel like I haven't talked to you in a really long time.
I don't know. I feel like it's been too long.
I just miss you, man.
I know. You should. No, I'm just kidding. I do too.
The bromance runs real deep, and I just wish I had more of you. You know, there's just not enough of you to go around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're all blushing. You're like, holy crap.
Like, oh my gosh, I don't know how to react. No, dude. Yeah, bro. Every time I think about you, which is often.
Okay. Well, let's just tell me about what have you been up to?
So, not much. I mean, okay. I actually have like a bunch of epiphanies and revelations this week, but they're all kind of like personal. I don't know if it's like real good info for the pod, but like, you know, I feel like life's moving along. You know, you go through some hard stuff, you go through some good stuff, you learn from it. You know, there's just like so much growth always happening.
Yeah. And that's great. I'm happy to hear you say that. Did you want to get into any specifics at all, or did you just want to make that super general?
No, I think I will eventually.
Okay. Do you want to just start off with that, or do you want to circle back?
Well, okay, so let's just talk about like general actions that we took this week. Because like, I mean, what did you do this week? Why were you gone? Where were you?
Well, I knew I was going to be selling the van, which has been an occurring part of my life for the last 3 months.
Yeah.
So I went and spent a night in the van, which I hadn't done since I had renovated it. I was like, I gotta at least get a night in.
Yeah.
So I spent the night watching movies, TV shows, just vibing in the back, bro. It was way fun. So had a little me time, you know, as if I don't get enough.
Yeah.
And then that happened, and then I sold the van the next day, and then I spent a couple hours at the bank just figuring out some stuff, applying for some credit cards because I'm a big boy.
You're an adult.
And then I am. And then I was in Salt Lake with my uncle and his wife. Is she my aunt then, or aunt-in-law, or how does that work?
I think she's just your aunt.
Okay. So with my aunt, that's
Isn't that
weird.
kinda
That's
weird?
weird to say.
It's weird.
She's like 2 years older than me. I'm like, I don't know about that.
Yeah, you feel like she's
But
more
I
like a
respect
peer
that.
and a friend than like an aunt.
For sure. Yeah. Maybe I'll just call her just Haley.
Yeah.
But we were in Salt Lake, and dude, this is actually crazy. So, I mean, and you're no stranger to this, but we love gas stations. Like we love them. We've said it multiple times, especially Maverick, right? Like Maverick is the GOAT gas station.
Still is. Yeah.
We have a whole segment on that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so for Ty's birthday, Ty loves gas stations just like you and I. And Haley, knowing this, emailed Maverick, like the Maverick, like headquarters, HQ, and was like, hey, like my husband loves Maverick. What can you do for us? Thinking like maybe they would send her like a T-shirt or not a vinyl, like a decal or something of that nature.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh well, Maverick headquarters is right here in Salt Lake. Like let's schedule a tour for you guys to come and like see kind of what we do and how our building is laid out and everything.
No.
And we'll give you guys some like swag, some like free merch. And she was like, okay. And so they set up the time and they invited me to go because obviously I love Maverick too.
Yeah.
And so we go down to Salt Lake, bro, and we literally get an entire tour of their entire HQ. It's like, it felt like 20 stories. I don't know. Maybe it was like 16 stories. It was really tall. There's a Maverick on the main floor, like an actual Maverick, and then everything else is built up.
Mm-hmm.
So they showed us like how they advertise, how they merchandise, how they market, how they distribute, their social media employees. Like they took us through this whole thing. It was so cool. And then they're like, well, while you're here, let's just have you guys, go like in the back room where we take pictures of our food to like put on commercials and like our social media, and like let's have you guys do a couple poses just since like you're such big fans, and maybe we can like get you on our social media as like Maverick's biggest fans. No
way,
dude. Yeah. So we went back there and we like did a bunch of like poses and like jumping in the air, and it was so much fun. And the people there were seriously like the kindest, nicest. Like they live up to Adventure's First Stop. I think they should change it to Adventure's Only Stop because that is just how good the experience was.
Dang, bro.
And then they hooked it up. Like they got us like a Dr. Pepper backpack cooler, like that was like insulated. They got us drinks. They got us a bunch of coupons for coming out. And then they got us like a T-shirt and some like decals for like the back of a car or something, like Maverick decals. And they were just so nice and so cool. So it was a great experience. We got here. Actually, I'm just gonna get it.
Get it. Dang, bro, I'm jealous.
Bro, they gave us these right when we walked in, and we knew, we were like,
dang,
dude,
bro,
this is gonna be like a legit day.
Sombrero.
Yeah, dude. So we were kind of vibing like the entire time. We looked like tourists, like in a foreign country. We were just walking around, us three like this. And everyone was like, who are these guys? Like, I don't know if people really take tours of their HQ that often because they loved having us there. It was awesome.
Sick, dude. There's probably not a lot of people that are like, I'm such a big fan of a convenience store. But like, Maverick's different, dude.
Yeah, dude. That's literally what's so funny. Can you imagine getting that email like, my husband loves your gas stations? Like, they're like, okay.
That's a little weird, but whatever.
But yeah, dude, I was telling them, I was like, yeah, like on my buddy and I's podcast, we have like a segment where we talk about why Maverick is like the best gas station. And they're like, oh, really? Like, send us the clip. Like, we'll see what we can do with that. Like, maybe we can post it or like shout you guys out or something. No so way. I'm gonna send them that. Yeah, bro. And this is like, this is Maverick HQ, bro.
Yeah, bro. Oh, dang, dude. I wish I would have been there because we could. I mean, maybe you and I will get invited up. That'd be sick.
Dude, and I got 2 hats, too. So
you got one for
I've got one for you.
Let's go.
So that was super, super fun.
I always forget.
Yeah,
I know. Forget that you shaved your head, dude. Oh, that's good.
So I don't have that clip, but there's a couple different. I think there's like 2 different episodes where we talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if I was just like gonna screen record those 2 and kind of put them together and edit them a little bit. Obviously, wouldn't be something as nice as you could do, but I don't know if you really want to go through that.
I'll
so I'm just gonna send them.
I'll send you the official, like the actual highlight we have of us like talking about it, and then I don't know if you can find the other one. If you find the other spot in different episodes that we talk about it, I'll I can edit together a little like highlight for them to make it look nice.
Okay. So I think the one that we have is like 15 seconds long. There's just like not a lot of content there. I wanted like where we have the conversation about it.
Yeah.
Because that way they can pull from it.
You find it and I'll actually get like the actual cut of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Say less.
Dang, dude,
that was really fun.
That's dope.
I'm
gonna start emailing companies I like and just get tours of stuff.
Dude, and that's like the lesson that I learned is like maybe sometimes all you have to do is ask.
Yeah.
And things like that will happen.
Well, like one time my little brother was obsessed with like Jimmer Fredette and the San Diego Chargers. They were the San Diego at the time. And so he used to send them letters, send Jimmer Fredette letters, and like he'd get like signed posters back and all kinds of merch for free. And same thing with the Chargers, like a whole picture of the team all signed up and everything. I'm just like, dude, like maybe people don't send a lot of emails asking for stuff, but you just get a lot of free stuff.
Because everybody probably assumes the same thing, and people probably don't want to put in the effort to get nothing in return.
Yeah.
So,
thanks.
But it was fun, and then I went to a couple of estate sales, which are better than yard sales, which are better than thrift stores. You know what estate sales?
Is it like that someone like dies or someone like doesn't like leaves their stuff behind and someone that has to like take it over ownership? They're just like, oh, I'm just selling everything in this place. Is that essentially what it is?
Pretty much. Yep, exactly. And again, obviously the people were most likely older, so they'll have vintage clothing or items of any kind or sports cards or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I went there and there was the Cotopaxi backpacks.
Yeah.
There's like a brand new one in one of them, and I got it for $20, and it is so sick.
That's so nice. I used to kind of
have been in the market.
I used to have I used to be a hater of Cotopaxi because I was just like, it's just like a weird, colorful ripoff of like North Face and Patagonia. I'm like, what is this? But then like my little brother explained it to me. He's like, no, dude, like they use random dyes, so every single one's completely unique. Because every like stitch and every panel that they put on their backpacks or on their bags or hats or whatever, it's always a different color. And I was just like, okay, that's actually kind of sick, and it's all recycled. And so I'm like, okay, that's a cool original idea, I guess.
That is really cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, dude, sick. It's a cool idea.
I don't know if they only make like outdoors ones, because this one is like cloth, like super thick cloth.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got like a Peru embroidered.
That's sick.
I don't know. It's dope. And then
yeah, dude.
The inside, I think it's like the Peru flag, or I don't know. Anyways, it's literally brand new. Has the tags on it. So that was a nice little find. And then my uncle Ty, who was Maverick's biggest fan, he has kind of started a thrift flipping business where he's got like a YouTube and Instagram and all these different TikTok. So for those of you who want to know, here's a quick plug. It's Tice Baby. TYCE baby.
That's sick.
And yeah, he's found some really cool things over the last couple months, and
he is definitely the type of guy to do that.
Oh yeah,
he's the type of guy to do that kind of
it's right up his alley for sure.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I've gone thrifting with him a couple times, and it's a blast, man. I really think it's fun too.
Every time I go quote unquote thrifting, I'm just like, dude, there's nothing good here. I like never find anything good thrifting. I'm just like, just a bunch of crappy old clothes.
Yeah.
You have to go to like a specific kind of shop, I guess. Because like I go to DI, and DI doesn't hit very often.
No. And everything's been so sifted through and picked over, but again, I'm telling you, like a yard sale or an estate sale is where it's at.
Yeah, dude,
like
dope.
I honestly think it's almost a waste of time to go thrifting. But if there's an estate sale, which usually happens on like Thursday, Friday, Saturday mornings, bro, you can make a whole like morning, afternoon out of that.
That sounds fun, dude.
It was a really fun day.
Dang, bro. So basically, you've just been chilling with your uncle and your aunt for the last few days.
A lot of homework.
Really?
Selling the van, going and test driving 3-4 different cars. Like, it's just...
So, okay, let me ask. You've test driven a couple cars. What are some cars that you're leaning towards to purchase for yourself?
Good question. I've gone back and forth between like maybe I just get a really nice car with really low miles and I just let that take me for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then I recently have been like, I don't need that, at least because I drive myself and maybe a friend every now and again.
Yeah.
So I'm like, maybe I just kind of get like more of just a car, like a sedan, just like more of a beater, spend 8,000-10,000 and just not have it be as nice and have more miles on it. And it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So I've gone back and forth between those two schools of thought, but I'm more leaning towards just getting like just a car that's more of a beater. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Well, dude, I'm telling you what, if you just get like a 50,000 to 100,000, somewhere in there, that range, mile, like Toyota, Corolla, Camry, Prius, whatever it is, as long as it's Toyota, maybe even a Honda, bro, those things will last you forever. They get the job done. They're not fancy, but gets the job done.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what I'm gonna do.
What would you get if you're like, I want to get something fancy and I'll just keep it forever? What was kind of your thought there?
Well, again, I'm not really a car guy. I was just thinking like a really nice SUV, and not like a big fat like mom SUV. I'm talking like a kind of like a sleek, like Hyundai. I don't know. I like SUVs. I think
like a little RAV4 or something.
Something like exactly.
Those are kind of cool.
Yeah, they are.
CRV.
Yep. So hopefully this week I'll find one that. And I was gonna pull the trigger on one, and I got cold feet, and then the guy's like, "Hey, I just sold it. Sorry." And I was like, "Oh, frick."
Well, whenever you buy it, just take a trip to St. George, my man.
Bro, you are really campaigning that week after week.
Every week I'm just like, please visit me. You don't trust that I miss you.
No, I do. It's a little far. That's all.
I mean, what? It's a measly 5 hours. I've driven that a few times recently. This week probably. Helped my mom and dad move.
How was that? The end of the move? Did that go well?
So there's still a little bit to do, but yes, it's been going well. It's like we just drive up, pack a bunch of crap to a trailer, drive back down, unpack it, and my parents are up there right now finishing some stuff. But yeah, it's been so fun to do that.
Hey, when a couple hundos are thrown your way, I'm sure it is.
Cannot complain. I went on another transfer. You saw the picture on my story.
I did.
Me and little Gabe.
Yeah, dude, what was that about?
Bro, man, this job sometimes I'm just like, man, I feel bad for these kids. Honestly, like these kids have been handed a poor lot in life because I'm going to pick up this kid. We fly to Billings, Montana, where he's already at some sort of like mental hospital thing, like some treatment center, and he's 10, okay? And apparently on the form it says that he's got anger issues, like he gets pissed off when people try to tell him what to do or whatever. I don't know. So we pick him up, and like this kid's bubbly, excited, asking questions. Yeah, I mean he's like pretty energetic, but I'm like, nothing I can't handle, And so I'm basically just hanging out. That's the companion's job. Like the lead's kind of like handling all the flights and everything, and I'm just kind of chilling with this kid. And he's funny, dude. Like the questions he asks and the things he does. Like we told him, "Okay, don't wander off. Like just stay in between me and my guy, and you just stay right with us when we're in the airport." And he'll just be like, "Wait, what's this? What's this over here?" And he starts like walking off, and we're like, "Hey, come back." He's like, "Oh yeah, sorry." It's like over and over again. The kid's just like basically a little like ADHD spaz kid, but he's like so hilarious. Yeah. I'm just like hanging out with him. And even the cutest thing, we were on the plane. He's like, "Man, I've never been on a plane before." And this kid like is speaking like fluent. Like I mean, I know that a lot of 10-year-olds can speak really well good English, but I'm just like, this kid is like well versed in vocabulary. Like he just speaks like an adult. He's just like, "I've never been on an airplane, and this is my first time, and I'm really excited." And I'm like, "Hey man, that's good for you." But as we take off, he's like, "I'm kind of scared." So he like hugs my arm, and is all just like cuddled up next to me. And I'm just like sitting here with him, like, "Hey man, it'll be okay." And I'm just like, this kid has no problem whatsoever. I don't know why he's in this situation. It's just because his parents like I don't know. I don't want to blame anyone, but I'm like, all you have to do is love these kids and they'll be just fine. But like I asked him about his siblings, and he's just like, "Yeah, I'm not allowed to talk to him." And I'm like, man, this is like kind of depressing. And then when we drop him off, I'm all like, hopefully we drop him off at a place that's going to be loving and it's going to set him up for the right stuff. But I don't know. I did not get good vibes from the place we dropped him off at. Like they were like, "All right, let's go." And they just took this kid back into the place, and I'm just like,
where did you go from Montana to?
So we flew from Montana to Denver to Savannah, Georgia. Dropped him off in Savannah, Georgia, at this some sort of treatment hospital thing, and then we flew from Savannah to Atlanta, and then Atlanta 4-hour flight to Las Vegas and then drove from Las Vegas back home to St. George.
Jeez,
So yeah,
bro.
it's literally like a day and a half. I left at like 5 in the afternoon on Tuesday. Didn't get home until like 2 a.m. Wednesday, or like technically Thursday. So Wednesday night. So literally a day and a half plus almost of just driving and airplanes. And like you might think like, hey, that's a chill job. Like how could it be exhausting just to sit there and do nothing other than wait around? And like I'm on my phone. I got my chargers, my AirPods. I'm chilling. But dude, like airports. I don't think airports have like a good energy. Like it's exhausting. It's negative feeling. Everyone's impatient, angry, and upset. And you're sitting in the airplane, and I'm like, dude, my back hurts, my leg hurts. Like it's exhausting, but it's kind of fun because you like get to experience the whole travel thing. But like, you know, we get to eat at different places, different restaurants and crap. I had these tacos, dude, in Las Vegas. They were insane. Like these guys, they've got like all kinds of ingredients. Like you can get beef guts and beef brain and beef tongue in your tacos, but we just went with regular old pork.
Good call.
And they just like cut it off onto your thing and put this like green sauce, white sauce. Man, they're the best tacos I've ever had. So anyways, so yeah, went on one of those and it was good. Decent pay for the time, pays the bills. So yeah, it was a fun trip, but it was definitely one of those trips. I always say that like traveling and going on vacation, every single time I do it, it changes my life. I don't know if you've experienced this, but I feel like every time I go and travel somewhere and have an extended period of time where I'm outside of my typical routine, my mind just starts going like, yo, like I start to like think and change, you know, the way I feel about stuff. And it always like, I always have my life changed. And so I was there on the plane, just like pondering my life, like just having all sorts of ideas and like not regrets, but I'm just like, man, I need to do something with my life. All this crap. I don't know. I was like having epiphanies and revelations during that trip.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. I had this
So, have you made a specific resolve now based off of these epiphanies or anything?
Actually,
that
yes.
You're changing or?
So during it, I was just like, kind of. I mean, depressed is such a strong word. I wasn't depressed, but I was just like, dang, bro. Like I'm just like tired of not excelling at things that I do, and I feel like my whole life I've been like looking for the thing that I'm going to do. And the way I've been evaluating each thing that I try is if it's really, really hard, it's probably not for me. And if it's really easy, like if it just comes naturally, hey, I finally found it. Or at least if it's easy enough to persevere through the hard stuff. But I'm like, holy crap, everything I try is hard. Because something that me and Luke have been doing lately is day trading options on the stock market. So I've been learning like technical analysis and all this different stuff. And it's really freaking hard. And a lot of it has to do with risk management and not being greedy and managing emotions while you're inside of a trade. Anyways, you lose money, you make money. It's like a roller coaster. So this is this new thing I'm trying because I'm like, I've always liked it and like might as well try it out. And crypto's not doing anything for me right now. So I switched it up. Anyways, I'm sitting there. I'm just like, bro, it's freaking hard. And I realized everything you do is going to be hard. It doesn't matter what you try out. It's going to be really hard. You're going to have a period of time where it sucks. And I'm like, so if everything's hard, why wouldn't I choose to do something that I really want to do? Right? Because when I think of, dreams I've given up on in the past, like for example, like when I think of John Bellion, he was always very inspirational for me when it comes to music. I'm like, every time I think about him or music production, I'm like, dang, I kind of feel sad inside. I'm like, cause I gave up. I spent like 2 years like learning music production and then just kind of was like, well, guess I'll give up on that. Same thing with like when I think about YouTubers and Casey Neistat and like vlogging and all this stuff I grew up with watching. I'm like, I've always wanted to make videos, and I'm like, and I know we have the podcast, but I've always wanted to make different kind of videos.
It's just not quite enough for you.
Yeah. There's always more I need, and every time I think about it, I just get kind of sad because I'm just like, dang, I gave up on that, and so I'm like, if I'm gonna do something and I want to persevere, then I should do those things. I should do something that I really love. And so I also thought to myself, I'm also tired of being freaking broke. Okay. By the way, I'm not poor. Poor is a mindset. Broke is a status.
This is an actual dollar amount.
Yeah. It's not that I'm poor and I'm always gonna be poor. It's that currently I just have
no money right now.
Yeah. So I'm tired of being broke.
I like that.
And I'm like, well, then I need to get a job. I need to do that thing where you get a job, you have a consistent income, and on the side you build something else, right? But I'm like, but dude, I don't want to, like, if I go make a resume and I go to interviews, I'm like, then I have to go work at full time 9 to 5 and have a boss. I'm like, that sounds horrible. I know a lot of people do it, but like I'm just not the type to like be like down for that. I've done it before and I hate it. And I'm like, okay, so and none of them are going to pay me very well. I don't have a college degree. I have lots of skills, but none of them that are like I can put on a resume. Like, hey, I edit videos, I can make music, whatever, all this creative stuff, computer stuff. But I thought the only thing that's going to pay me, you know, like let's say for example 6 figures, 80K up or 100K up or whatever, like a decent amount of money. I'm like, the only thing that's going to pay me that much at my current state, quickly, where it's not like I have to build a business, is sales. Like I have to sell stuff. I have to just be independent and you know, and work that kind of job. And I'm like, and the only type of sales, in my opinion, that gives you freedom of time and schedule, where you don't have to go and like, I don't know, knock doors for 8 hours a day for the entire summer, right, is real estate. And I've got connections in real estate, and I already have my real estate license. So I don't know, it's a big epiphany there that I was just like, bro, I was like, I have the perfect setup to do decent in real estate. And if I focused on it for like a freaking year, it changed my life. So the 2 epiphanies were basically, if I focus on real estate and I make money through that, which I'm going to, you know, that's a whole nother story of how that's going to happen. But if I do that, then I don't have to have this feeling of pressure when it comes to the podcast, or when it comes to making music or videos or whatever else I want to do, that those have to pay me money, that those have to be the business I build, right? Because when we're creating this thing, if I have the feeling in the back of my head, okay, the podcast has to pay our bills, then it's like it's like a lot of weird pressure, and I'm doing it for the money. I'm not doing it for the creative vision or for the fun of it. You know what I mean? But if I have something else that's supporting me and that I enjoy, because I like real estate, I like sales, I like people, so I'm like, then I don't have to have that pressure on those things. So I can just do it for fun. So, anyways, it's a long story. It's a big explanation for you know, a bunch of life-changing thoughts. But essentially, I'm like, look, I don't know if you've seen this, but every person needs 5 hobbies. Right? 1 to make them money, 1 to keep their health up, 1 to keep them creative, 1 to build knowledge, and 1 to build mindset. If you do those things, you're pretty much set.
I mean, bro, I can barely like do 1.
Well, I think you do more than you think.
Yeah, probably not. I think that's a good thought, and I think it's very admirable of you to suggest that any person can have 5 hobbies. But if we're gonna be realistic, I think if I can get out and play church ball once a week, bro, I'm like, man, I'm a pretty active guy.
Dude,
5?
so good.
What's this kind of time?
Think about this way. Okay, for me. Okay, hobby to make money. Real estate. Now you say, well, that's not really a hobby, but it's like, but I like it, and that's what I'm choosing to do for my job. So that would be the thing to make money, right? Real estate, stocks, whatever. Something to keep me healthy. Hobby to keep me healthy. I'm like, I work out every morning, and I like diet, and I like all the whole like bodybuilding lifestyle. So I'm like, okay, that keeps me healthy. I'm like, something to keep me creative. I like music. I like videos like this. I'm like, I'm going to do that stuff. Something to build knowledge and mindset. I like reading books, and I like the gospel. I'm like, that's it. I mean, like, it's just a lifestyle. It's not necessarily that you got to pack on a bunch of like hobbies like painting and motorcycle riding, like random crap like that. But like, you just pick the main essential stuff in your life that you want to stay consistent at. You schedule it in daily or weekly to make sure that you're just kind of staying consistent with stuff. That's a happy life. You cannot be upset with yourself if you're just consistently doing the things you want to do.
I don't like that. I don't like anything you just said.
That's crazy. Me, I get hyped up about that, but I know how you are though, because like you're a simple guy.
With you, bro.
No, I know.
I think that's great, honestly. Maybe if I broke my life down, I would think of it more like that. You're just
such a special kind of person. Because you're just like the most relaxed, chill, no worries. The things that bring you happiness in life are just the simplicities. You know what I mean? You don't need anything. I'm the type that's like, man, if I'm not like, you know, achieving some weird ambitious goal, then I'm like, I feel like there's a hole in my soul or whatever. But you're just like, you know, I go to Maverick headquarters, and you know, I'm complete for a while.
Hey, that's my hobby, bro. That's what I do for fun. What you do for fun.
Oh, dude. So, you know, this is why I look up to you. This is why I keep you around.
Oh, thanks, dude. Well, back at you, and I'm gonna sit down and really think of hobbies that can help me in ways that aren't helping me right now, because I think that's great.
Yeah, dude.
But you going off of that, you did touch on something.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever considered summer sales? Because I heard that it can really set you up for a long time, and it's only 3 months, right? Or do you have some experience there? Or? I don't remember.
Wait, before I answer, are you doing summer sales this summer?
Why do you say that?
Because last episode you were like, I don't know, I got a friend and I've been thinking about it. And I'm like, bro, if you do summer sales, oh, that is going to be ironic and really funny.
That would be funny.
But I'm guessing you're not.
Okay. Probably not.
Yeah. No, I tried it once. And it's funny because while I was on my trip, Cole Porter, my buddy who manages the team that I was on, good guy. Hate him, love him. It's one of those situations. No, he called me and he was just like, bro, like, how you been? Like, we were catching up and like we call each other every once in a while, and I'm like asking him questions about all our old friends and stuff. And you know, he still does book club and he's going out and he's got this team that's getting ready to go out for the summer, and he's, you know, makes a bunch of money or whatever. And so, you know, good for him. But yeah, I just told him, I was like, man, I don't think the situation that we had when I first tried summer sales was the right one for me. I'm like, I really, really enjoyed the idea of summer sales. And I'm like, and maybe if it was solar, maybe if it was in like Texas or California, and if we had a really chill manager, but I'm like, we had a strict manager. The first month was frigid cold. We're in Cleveland. It rains all the time. I don't care about pest control. Nobody really wants it. The pitch for solar is so much easier, all this different crap. And I'm just like, I think that was just a bad experience to do it for the first time. And subsequently, because of the negative experience, now I have this weird, like, I don't know. I had such a good mindset prior, and because of it,
PTSD. In a way.
No, yeah, I'm like scarred from it. Like the way I think is different now because of that. And so like I'm in the repair mode, and so I'm like, man, I went out to summer sales to further my life, and with all the best of intentions. And now I feel like I'm having to dig myself back out of what that caused. Yeah. So I have this chip on my shoulder, and this is really not the way you're supposed to think about this kind of stuff, but I just don't really care. It's just how I feel. That I have this weird chip on my shoulder that I'm like, I'm going to do whatever I need to do to be, basically have a higher net worth, bigger. I want to be more successful than all those guys I was out there with.
Yes, it all boils down to the net worth.
That's what it all comes back down
at the
to.
very core.
Because I'm like, there was part of me that, being the oldest, and in my opinion, I read the most books. I had, lived the longest. I was like, I'm the wisest guy here. All these kids are like 18, 19, pre-mission, post-mission, like they're freshies. And I'm just like, so I'm going to kill it. And I didn't do as good as a lot of them. And I'm just like, so now I have this thing inside of me that's like, I gotta prove myself. And I gotta prove myself to myself, because I'm the one that didn't do what I, feel like I should. But anyways, yeah, it's in time. And I'm also a really chill person. So I do just spend too much time hanging out and then being chill.
Yeah, I was going to say, if I wasn't going to either Florida or California or like, I don't know, Maine, somewhere like super cool that I would like want to live in at least for a couple months. Mm-hmm. And if I wasn't guaranteed like at least to make it worth it, even if I did terrible.
Yeah.
So a pretty tall order that I would require to go. But even with all of those things, and I don't know what it is with me, but there's just a weird cultural phenomena around summer sales, especially with our age group and especially in Utah. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I don't know if it's like that in other places. I am going to assume not, but because of return missionaries, especially, I feel like the pitch is easier because we've kind of already been in a similar situation.
Yeah.
And it requires a similar work ethic as well. But I just have like a weird thing where like, and I see these guys go and come back and girls, and then they go to like these conferences, and then there's just like this culture and environment that they like breed and that they are, and it just feels really just artificial.
Yeah.
And I'm not knocking anyone who does it. If you can do it, I have a lot of respect for you, because that is not an easy thing to do. Like, it's really, I can imagine how hard it is. And I did a little bit of solar in high school, like where we knock after school and stuff, but nothing compared to what you would do now. But and another part of me is like, well, I don't want to miss out on everything that's going to happen when I'm gone, which was one of my worries before the mission. And really, you never really miss out on anything that you can't afford to, right?
Yeah. No.
It's just like a mix of a weird couple different things, and I feel like, well, I want to grow in ways that I don't want to grow up. Like, I feel like I've grown, at least not financially, but I've grown as a person on my mission, and I don't know if doing summer sales can really add a whole lot to what I feel like what I already know, except for financial, obviously. Mm-hmm. But at least for my character, I just don't know like how progressive that is for me. I just feel like I could do more good for myself here, you know, going to school, being with my family.
Sure.
So, I mean, just to give everything up for, you know, it's funny how many ties there are, ironically, to the mission. But instead of your motive being to help people come to Christ, your motive is to help people so you can make money. And that motive isn't enough to motivate me, you know?
No, and I'll be honest, like, I know you pretty well, and you've never been motivated by money. You've never been the type to be super ambitious for you know, being rich. You just, you know, you have a lot of desires to do creative projects, and you like those like kind of ideas, but you're just a chill guy. You know, I feel like you know what your life's gonna be like, so there's no reason to try to be different, you know. And I was gonna say that I don't think that people like you and I are very good at door-to-door sales. At least there's some sort of sales that we're good at, but I've noticed that the people that do well with summer sales, where it's a quick interaction and it's kind of really forceful, like you just have to push them until they break. People that are good at that are the people that are like really confident, but at the same time socially awkward. So I'm like, like, just because you're charismatic and confident does not mean you're going to be successful in sales, in summer sales. Like me, I'm like, yeah, I can talk to people. I can knock on doors. I'll do it all day long. I'm funny during my interaction. I'm kind during my interaction. People like me during my interactions. They invite me in. I got fed dinner all the time. Like, that stuff happens to me all the time, but I didn't get a lot of sales because I wasn't pushy. I'm too nice, right? So you and I, we'd go out there and we'd make friends, and they'd give us business cards, and we'd make a bunch of connections, and that's what happened with me.
We would network.
Yeah, you know, network is net worth, is what they say. And I'm waiting for that to kind of come to fruition. But no, I'm just like, the kids that did really good, I'm like, bro, they're freaking awkward. What the heck?
Dude, yeah. And like, if somebody doesn't initially want it, like, yeah, like, I'm not afraid to like help them to see why they should, but I'm not going to make them make them feel this weird tension and pressure. Dude, I had one of the worst experiences ever when last week I went to a car dealership. Because there was this car that I was like, oh, like, this thing would be perfect. It was like an SUV. It was listed for a certain price. I go in there, I test drive it, and the guy he's like around my age, and he's just like this weird, forceful tension. Like, I know, and again, it's nothing he said, but I can just feel that my best intentions are not in his interest.
Yeah,
he's trying to make a commission, which I respect and I understand, and you got to do what you got to do. But if I'm not completely on board, or if I don't like something, like, please do not push me into it, because I'm just trying to be nice and I don't want to be rude to you, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, like, well, what's the highest month-to-month payment? And I was like, well, this is what I was paying for my other one, so I wouldn't want to go above that because I don't want to. Like, that's my max. He's like, okay, let me see what I can do. And he comes back, he's like, okay, this is the best I can do. And the month-to-month payment is $200 more than what I had said it should. Yeah. And I was like, well, what's like the overall cost? He's like, oh, well, I'm not really sure, but like, this would be the month-to-month. I'm like, dude, give me a number. Like, I don't care. Like, I'll finance through somebody else. Like, I need the overall cost. And he wouldn't give me it, dude. He would not give me a number.
Dang, what the heck?
He's like, well, let me see what I can do. He's like, let me talk to my manager. And he comes back and he's like, okay, how about this? And then it's $25 less than what he came back with the first time, the month-to-month. I was like, dude, I can't do that. Like, I'm not even anywhere close to you. And he like literally sat there and like tried, like, it was almost out of a movie. Like, he's like sliding the paper across the desk. He's like trying to hand me the pen to like sign. Jeez. I was like, it was terrible. And I'm not saying that's always the case in summer sales. I'm sure it's not, but I was like, dude, I would just go about sales so differently. Like, I did not feel safe. I did not feel comfortable. And it just made me even more so not want to buy one from him. He was doing the opposite of what he should have done, right?
Yes. No, I totally agree. Like, things that we were taught in summer sales were like, if he said, well, you know, I got to talk to my wife about it, something we would literally be taught to do is just be like, oh yeah, for sure. You know, you would say, neighbors said the same thing. I'm like, how big is your garage? 2-car garage? Cool. And I just like start signing them up and act like that didn't even cross my mind.
Like that,
I know. To me, I'm like, I never actually did that kind of stuff. I would just talk to them, tell them the benefits, ask them if they wanted it. And if they came up with like dumb stuff, like tell their wife about it, I'd be like, yeah, a lot of people say the same thing. And I would just kind of like try to keep going. But I'm like, it never really was me. And so I always thought to myself, I don't want to do that. And the type of sales I think I'd be good at, being charismatic and fun and you know, people tend to like me and I like other people and I'm kind. I'm like, I feel like it'd be either one, business to business. So for example, like my brother does pump sales, like giant industrial pump pump, things. He sells those to big companies, but it's like you have to keep up a relationship. So he goes there and brings them food and like he helps them. He's like, oh, did you guys have one break down? Like we'll send a guy over there. So it's like this relationship that you're keeping up over time. And I'm like, that sounds like something worth doing. And I'm like, same thing with real estate. If you think about it, I'm not going to someone and being like, sell your house. I know you don't want it, but sell your house. It's like I just I call a bunch of people, and if I find someone who wants to buy and sell, then I help them with making offers and finding the best house for them. It's like they already want to, right? And I'm just supposed to be their guide in this, kind of hard to understand industry. And I'm like, that's nice. I'm like, I don't have to go and like call them, and when they say no, I'm like, sir, like right now is the best time to sell. Like try to like strong arm them into doing it. It's like, it's just not how. I mean, maybe some people do it like that, but I feel like, yeah, dude, just being genuine and kind, and that's the best way to do it,
dude. And that's what you learn from the mission is they're really, other than there's no benefit to you with helping somebody to learn about the gospel or be baptized, obviously, other than for your experience to help them to do so, and how you feel and watching them grow, and that can never be overlooked. But as far as like tangibly or physically, like there's no, like nothing happens for you.
Right.
And that's what's beautiful about missionary work is you do it out of the goodness and kindness and like genuineness of your own heart.
Yeah.
And you don't get that with really any other sales because your motive is money.
Yeah.
That's why I love missionary work is you can't really judge success like you can off anything else you sell, or not that you sell missionary work, but there is a little bit of a, oftentimes a song and dance and a pitch, and you have to try to get people to listen and learn, and because a lot of people don't want to. And so, yeah, there's certain things you have to do, but it's nothing like how you'd go about selling to make money.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's tough, and I don't think I would ever really end up doing it. But if I were to, it would just be, again, what you were saying, just to get out of my comfort zone, just to do something just different, just to get away for a little while, to push myself. But I mean, can I do that in other ways? Do I have to do summer sales? Like, I already feel like I wouldn't like it.
Yeah.
I'd rather just go on a vacation,
Yeah, dude. Have you been thinking about that?
I've been thinking.
Have you? Okay, so what are your thoughts?
I'm thinking I'm gonna go.
Okay. So am I invited, or
if you yeah, well, yeah. I formally invited you last week's episode.
Yeah.
I don't have dates down, but let's see.
Do you have a specific place you want to go?
April. I'm thinking Mexico.
You want to do like Tijuana, like Baja California?
I'm thinking like a resort.
Really?
In like Cancun.
Bro.
I kind of would have to do a resort. I need my food all inclusive. I don't want to worry about traveling or that's so bonkers, bro.
Dude, you know what we should do? Okay. This is actually a decent idea. I don't know if we want to. I'm sorry, I'm getting excited, but I don't know if we want to put the work forth to do this. But if we emailed listen to me. If we emailed every single all-inclusive resort, in Cancun, and said, "Hey, we got 18K followers on TikTok. We get a bunch of people viewing our podcast. We'll make episode in your resort, and we should see if we can get one for like half off, dude."
Bro, that's actually insane.
That's actually
a crazy idea.
Bro, and then if we become like
I'm so down for that.
Yeah, what if we get hooked up once, man? I'd just do it a bunch. I'd be like, yeah, dude, like Apple, I know you just probably released a brand new laptop. Look, I make podcasts. And I'll hook your laptop up. No, but seriously, if we could get all inclusive.
That is so smart.
So,
well, I'm going within the next month. I have to go between when this semester ends and then summer semester starts. So I have to be like, between May 1st and May 15th. Those are kind of my dates.
Okay. So do you want to take over the emailing part, or?
I can do that. I'm totally okay with that.
Yeah. If you write a pitch, send it to me and I'll see if like not that I'm like the ultimate, I'll just give you my input.
I want your input for sure. Yeah.
We'll kind of like write it together, and then, yeah, dude, just find the emails of all the people and just see what people say. Because, chances are a bunch of them are just like, hey, no, we don't do any discounts. But if like any of them are like, yeah, if you come make an episode here at our resort and hype us up, we'll give you like 20% off. I'd be like, let's go.
Yeah, say less. I was going to do it for free.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, we're going to record a podcast episode there anyways, but now.
Yeah. And then they watch this. They're like.
We just like dog on them?
After they say yes? Yeah. We're like, we would have done it for free. And then they watch it. They're like.
Oh, yeah.
Like, these
the
guys.
frick. We got played. No, but we'll come back again. We'll come back a second time. You'll be a regular. You'll be a regular on the podcast. No, that'd be dope.
Yeah. So yeah, obviously, if it's within the reasonable price range, you're 100% in.
Yeah. If I can, yeah. Sure.
Okay.
Well, yeah. Why not? I'm not gonna.
Okay. YOLO.
Yeah. Let's just live life, dude. Who cares? Who cares about money, anyways?
Thank you. That's what I've been saying.
Yeah, bro. Dude. Speaking of life. You know how you and I have always been like, oh, dude, like we want to get a girlfriend and get married or whatever. It's kind of been like a common theme.
I don't know about that. Sure, go ahead.
I kind of realized, I'm like, wait a minute, I don't want to get married. Which I have never thought this before. But I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, everything that brings me joy in my life at this moment. I know that there's a lot of things that will come with marriage that bring a lot of joy, but I'm just thinking like, okay, right now I get to risk it all, do whatever I want whenever I want, and no one says like, hey, we really should, take it easy, play it safe, because I'm not really the type to play it safe. I am like physically I'm like, oh, I gotta be safe, I don't want to hurt my body, but like financially speaking, dude, risking it all, dude, all the risks to the wind, I don't care, like whatever. And so I'm like, all that would go away if I had to be in a committed relationship and kind of like manage that sort of thing. So I'm like, I'm definitely not ready, dude. Now, obviously, if the right person comes along and they fit into a certain lifestyle, sure. But I'm like, chances are, even if they're the perfect person, I'm like, things are going to have to change for that to happen. So basically, I have released a lot of pressure on myself for the whole dating thing. I'm kind of just like, yeah, whatever. Which is weird because I'm about to turn 26 in April, and that's old.
Dang, bro, that's so sick. 26. I hear that's the best year of your life. Isn't it?
I think it will be. I mean, every year has been the best year of my life so far. It just keeps getting better and better. So,
wow.
I know.
I mean, yeah, and that's a tough situation. I guess you just have to ask anybody in that situation. Would just have to ask, like, what am I willing to give up for to be with somebody? Obviously, your eternal companion. And if that's not something you want to give up right now, then I don't think it's worth it to stress about it.
True. I think the main thing I learned from that thought process is the stress part. It's not that I'm like anti-marriage right now because I understand all the benefits, and I would be willing to give up an entire lifestyle for the right person, for my eternal companion. But yeah, I feel like there's no reason to freak out about it if I'm doing my thing,
Yeah. I mean, obviously you got to learn to be with yourself and love yourself first. And if that's part of it, then absolutely you do, baby.
Facts, dude.
I think everybody who's single, has to learn that at some point. And I hope they do, because it's hard to love somebody else when you don't love yourself and have yourself kind of figured out.
Dang, bro. You just
it's
wow.
It's a tough situation, man. And everyone handles it differently. And And I look at some people, I'm like, dude, like, how in the world, like, are you married? And then I look at others and I'm like, how in the world are you not? And then like, how does that work? Or
yeah, dude, everyone's on their own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really is crazy, dude. And I've just, after all of that, what I've learned is I just can't really judge my experience based off of anybody else's. And, not that I can't learn from other people. That's not what I'm saying. But like, my experience is just going to be so different. And my perception is so different. And my reality is not what anybody else's is. So I just have to do what I think is best and try my best. And I think it'll work out.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah, brother, it is, it's tough. It's definitely tough. But hey, I got to see it through, my boy.
Got to see it through.
Dang, this is a long episode. We're probably, I'm going to guess we're at like, I'm going to say 57.
Close.
Oh,
you're 10 minutes off.
47, dang.
Yeah, I know. Should typical episode.
Oh, this one feels long.
Well, it's because it was
maybe it's just been so long, and I just
it's packed full of like really heavy, long-winded, explanations of things.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't had a deeper episode in a bit, so we had to throw that in there.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, dude, I've been like, beginning of this last week, I was kind of stressed because I was just like, dang, dude, I am like so busy. And I'll be honest, I don't have a ton of motivation to go and sit down and edit a bunch of like highlights. And I'm just like, you know what? Like, whatever.
Dude, yeah. No, yeah, disclaimer, bro. That's my bad too this week. Obviously, we should record earlier this week, but it's just been... No, it's just been mayhem, bro.
Yeah, bro. I mean, we're both just guys, No one can blame us. We're figuring it out. And so, I mean, I haven't uploaded a highlight in like a week. But like, dude, a couple of our videos are getting some traffic, so people are still following. You know, it's all good.
Oh yeah. The uppies are just gonna have to chill out for a bit. It's been a lot.
Plus, I feel like, yeah, I'm like, like I said multiple times in the past, I'm like, as long as the actual episodes are getting uploaded consistently, like we've always got, you know, the
something
anchor.
to pull from.
Yeah, it's all good. So anyways, yes, this sounds good to me.
Okay.
Unless
we're calling it there. We good?
I'm good, bro.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Well, bro, I've appreciated everything that you do for me.
Hey, back at you, man. Appreciate you. I don't appreciate the bang energy because I can just assume what that's gonna taste like. But
yeah, it tastes like a bunch of Skittles melted down.
Oh, really?
It's pretty decent.
Wow. I thought it would like taste like batteries. Maybe not.
I will say, the flavors that Bang have, like every single one, you're like, ooh, sugar. But none of them I'm like, man, this is good, and I want this again. Most of them I'm just getting it because it's like 300 milligrams.
An overload of, yeah.
But like I'm like Reign, REIGN, Reign with the like crown thing. I'm like, that one's got 300 milligrams and has way better flavors. So I'm like, I'm a Reign fanboy over Bang, to be honest.
I've never. You'll be crazy. You'll be surprised to hear that I've never had an energy drink. I've sipped Red Bull here and there.
Never had an energy drink?
Never. Really, truthfully. Yeah.
That's kind of insane.
I've never like had a Monster or a 5-hour energy or I've like my mom's had Red Bulls here and there and I've like sipped them and
so it's
like,
not really part of your family's life.
Yeah, not really. Soda for sure, but not like no energy drinks.
That's crazy. Yeah, my dad was basically addicted to Diet Mountain Dew growing up. Like when I was growing up, that was his thing. But he started like to hate the carbonation, so he switched to Lemonade Rockstar. He has like 2 or 3 a day.
Wow.
Yeah, Lemonade Rockstar is not carbonated. It's like not that much caffeine, to be honest, or that much sugar. It's like 10 calories. And it's obviously like dietized. But yeah, dude, he has this concoction he makes. Like part of it's like juice and then like Rockstar and a bunch of ice and all this crap. And like he just has his drink. He drinks the same thing every single day. So energy drinks are definitely part of my life. Plus, Luke loves energy drinks. He's always like, dude, let's get this flavor.
Does he?
This flavor. So, whatever. I'm not a big drinker of them, but I have one every once in a while.
Yeah, unless I find myself on a really rainy day needing energy, I don't think I'd do it.
So, when's the last time you've gotten like some sort of message about our podcast? Like, hey, you guys are so awesome or whatever. Has it been recent? Have you gotten one recently?
We got tagged in a group one on Instagram yesterday at 9:43. Kylie says, "I just want to say your podcast cracks me up." Laughing emoji face. It keeps me entertained at work every day, and I have started quoting it. So y'all are great.
Really? Wait, so this is yesterday. You got a personal one?
She made a group with you and I on Instagram.
What? I did not see
this. Yeah, dude. Sorry, Kylie. I'm sure you saw it.
Yeah. Oh, freak. There it is. I just want to say your podcast. Oh, my gosh. Kylie Love. Norway. Dang, bro. That's crazy. Keep me entertained at work every day, and I have started quoting it, so y'all are great. That's just this is the crazy part, because I have so many moments where I'm just like, dude, like literally this week. Sorry, uppies, anyone who watches, but like I legit am like, bro, I'm not going to worry about getting it up on Friday. I'm just going to make sure it gets up this week because, like, there's not even anyone watching anyways, so who cares? Sometimes I have, like, a pessimistic attitude about it. I'm just like, nobody actually watches the real freaking podcast. Everyone just watches the stupid highlights. I'm like, whatever. And then all of a sudden we have someone that's just like, I watched every day at work. And I'm just like, I'm sorry.
Holy crap.
I'm sorry to be late this week. So I think it's one of those, like, slow growth kind of things because I'm like, I'm sure there are new people that are starting to listen, and I'm sure there are people that have, like, listened for a while that have kind of fallen off. That's just life. But I'm like, I'll be honest, I'm trying right now to love the journey, right? There's this quote that says, like, the person who loves walking will walk farther than the person who loves the destination, right? So, like, you got to enjoy the journey, and, like, the journey is hard sometimes, and the journey, you might have struggles or whatever, and good times, bad times. It's like a roller coaster. And sometimes I get too caught up thinking about the future. I'm like, man, like, what if, like, one day we got, like, 1 million subs on YouTube? Like, we have, like, a real audience. Like, all these people are, like, way into it. Like, you know what I mean? It's, like, our living. We focus on it. Because I thought about it. I'm like, man, if I really lived with Alex, I'm like, there would be way more focus on the podcast. And I would do a lot to make it kind of fancy and to try to grow it. But right now, it's like we do the bare minimum to make sure it keeps going. And And so, yeah, so sometimes I get caught up being pessimistic or thinking too much about the future. But I'm like, really, we just got to enjoy the journey. Enjoy recording, enjoy the editing.
I mean, I'm having a blast.
And like I said, you're just a simple guy. I be thinking way too much. You're just here to love life. And this is why you ground me.
Dang, bro. Just why don't you get over here right now?
we always just like hype each other up, dude.
Dude, I love the hype, bro. Did I mention your hair today is it's good. I like it. I do like it.
Dude, so I have this new thing I'm doing with my hair. Okay. And you can roast me or you can, because I think it looks sick. Like I'm like really vibing with my like messy.
Okay. I'll let the chat decide. We'll see what kind of comments we get.
Because right now I'm on the 2 to 3 week period of it looks kind of greasy, looks kind of dirty, because I've decided I can't shampoo my hair anymore. Not because of I'm lazy, like it's too much work, because obviously it's easy to shampoo, but I'm like, the amount of stuff I've heard about how unhealthy it is to shampoo your hair frequently, I'm just like, there are people that haven't shampooed in like years, right? And they say like for the first 2-3 weeks, month, maybe 2 months, sometimes it's like oily and kind of greasy and kind of like smells weird, and like that's just because your hair has been stripped of its natural oils for so long that it is weird. So they're like, once you get past that though, your hair gets so thick, so like healthy, and I'm like, man, I feel like my hair is like got like all this frizz and it's like thin in certain areas. Like I got really thick hair. Like I definitely am not like balding or anything like that, but I'm just like, I think it'd be better if I stopped. So right now I'm in this like oily stage, but honestly, I like it more in the weird, messy, oily stage, you know, looking wise, compared to when it's like dry and frizzy. I almost cut it though. On the plane, I was like, I am tired of this stuff poking me in my eye, and I don't think it's worth it, and I need to find a new haircut. So I actually texted my mom and my little sister, and I was like, hey, find me a haircut that looks good. And they sent me like some like shaved sides, long on top stuff, and I was just like, that stuff's out. Like I can't do that. I gotta find something else.
Yeah.
But then as I went to Pinterest to look for ideas for haircuts, because that's where I go to Pinterest to look for that kind of stuff. I found a bunch of sick pictures of dudes with hair that's just like a little bit longer than mine that looks so dope. I was like, all right. I'm sorry. I'm back in. I'm keeping it. I'll just let it grow out more. So anyways,
well, if you were to ask me, I suggest the buzz. It is life-changing in more ways than one.
Convenience for sure.
Yeah, and you just look like a bad dude. You look like you know what you're doing.
I will say, I agree that when I've seen like those like TikTok or Instagram reel like transformations when a dude shaves his head, it like looks pretty sick. You have to be a certain type of head shape, one. But two, I'm like, I right now am in bulking stage, as they say. So I'm like, I got, soft cheeks, soft lines to the neck. I'm like, but once I cut and everything gets kind of like lean on my face, dude, yeah, you shave your hair, dude, you look bad, eh? But I just would kind of look like a child, like a 10-year-old.
I mean, I'm not in bulking or whatever the other one was, and I still pull it off, so I wouldn't stress.
You're just a special kind of guy.
Dude, yeah, that's been established. I say next week we plan on some POs and TOs, because it's been a hot minute, dude, and I've got some things to get off my chest.
But it has been a minute for a lot of our segments.
Yeah, if there's segments, we need to do them more than like twice.
I know.
So next week, let's plan on some POs and TOs.
Okay.
Because I got a couple things to talk about.
Dude, I don't know. Lately, you've been like kind of bad at responding to texts.
Oh, is that right?
I mean, I haven't really texted you in the last week, but I'm like, I feel like I want to start, because we had the idea of bringing on a guest.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we're both still kind of wishy-washy about it because we don't have something specific, or, we don't really know how to go about it. But I'm like, if we plan someone who is like low pressure, like not someone low pressure that's like our family, because that's really low pressure. Like we wouldn't even like worry
too
about
low.
It. Yeah, it's too low of pressure. I'm like, I want a little bit of pressure, but I don't want someone like, yeah, let's go like reach out to people with 1 million followers in Utah. Like, let's just find some like small person that we both know about that like maybe like an old friend or something that has like a decent following on Instagram or something, and and I just want to like text you about some ideas, and like let's plan for maybe 2 or 3 weeks out from now. I want to see how it goes, and maybe the Uppies will respond well to it.
Okay, I think the Uppies will, and I love that you're on board with Uppies.
I've kind of for a while I was like community fans, but I'm like,
no,
fine,
bro, you
lean
into it. You lean into it. It's kind of clean now that we got it going on.
Yeah, dude. I remember just last night was it last night or this morning when I said, yeah, the Uppies will just have to relax. Text.
Yeah, I think it was this morning. It was
Uppies.
great.
Uppies is one of those names that's like when someone's name is like Jake, and there's like, yeah, Jakers. They just like add some, you know what I mean? That's just like the most typical name for fans. But I'm like, but Uppies,
Bakers.
it's kind of a vibe.
It works.
Yeah.
But we do love each and every one of our Uppies. We have to mention that in case anyone forgot.
Oh no, yeah, dude. One day, dude, a meetup would be sick.
That'd be sick.
But I want to reach some sort of milestone, whether it be like 10K or 50K on YouTube or something like that, or whatever. I don't know. But
yeah, funny that'd be like 5 comments on our next YouTube channel. We'll host a
give us 5 likes
greet.
and we'll hang out with you. So, dude, I was gonna say this is kind of crazy because this is like our first hour-long podcast in a long time.
Yeah, dude, we had some good content there.
Yeah, dude.
As content creators, an hour is, I feel like it's a good spot to be in.
Yeah, bro. 1 hour. Yeah, we usually do 45, but we're at a sick 59 right now.
Yeah. If anybody's at work or doing homework, or you need to or a road trip and you need to get an hour, you need to get through the hour. I promise you, start the app. Start the episode. I don't know. See, what am I doing? Start the episode, and 60 minutes will be faster than a normal 10.
Oh yeah.
And that's my guarantee.
Dude, I'm curious about what that girl is quoting. If she says, "Yeah, I'm starting to quote it now," I'm like, what exactly are you quoting?
Oh, that's a really good question. I didn't even think about that.
We should ask her. Throw us some quotes. We'll make a quote board or something. Like
yeah, because maybe there's things that you and I have in our vocabulary just because we're so used to each other that people are like, oh my gosh, that's funny. I'm going to use that. And then they use it.
Yeah, like stuff that we wouldn't even consider as jokes or special. And they're like, yeah, I've just been saying this. I'm like, Brian, I've been saying that my whole life. Like, that's crazy.
Because we say clean a lot.
Oh, yeah,
we say like solid a lot. Or is it like phrases?
Yeah.
Or is it, I don't know, like maybe, how we address each other?
Like it was in one of the highlights that like is like a big joke, or maybe it's something simple. I don't know. I'd like that Kylie girl to message me and find out. Yeah,
maybe I'll throw that in the DM and see what she says.
Yeah, bro. Did you know that speaking of hair, you know what? Maybe I won't get into this. I was gonna say like, bro, this is straight up bedhead, dude. I haven't done anything all day. I've just been like watching conference and chilling, and like
I love that about you.
Yeah, dude. You know me. So yeah, you're just like, you ready? And I was just like, crap, dude. Should I get a hat on? Should I get a nice shirt on? I was just like, we're just doing it like this.
No. Yeah, next time I think I'm going the full episode without a hat.
Dang, bro.
Yeah, you heard it. You heard it.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I'm pumped, dude.
Yeah,
man,
we'll see.
We need to get more in-person episodes because I love me a good Zoom call. But
in Mexico, you're gonna get more than you want. Literally every morning. Hey,
dude,
get up,
bro. I just love talking business right in the Uppie's face. They're just listening to us. We're like, here's a good idea we could try.
Yeah, for real.
Anyways, I don't know. I was just gonna say that, dude. Yeah, recording. If we can get like a few episodes in. I mean, I don't want to like be like, yeah, let's just work a bunch on our vacation. But I'm just saying, like, we're chilling one day, we're eating lunch. Like, hey, let's just throw on the old camera. But we could. Yeah. Anyways, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, I'm right with you, buddy. I'm right with you.
Well, we love you guys. Hope you guys had a good time listening. Message us, because we need the. I mean, you not so much. I need the external validation of my Uppies to reassure me that I'm doing the right thing.
Sure.
So.
Yeah, guys, please validate Gabe. Outro music.
Yeah. Well, we do. Okay, we should add outro and intro music. I'm just not a big fan of like intro
with phase 2. Yeah, they'd be clean though. With phase 2, up and up phase 2.
Phase 2. I like
big
that.
time.
Dang, dude, I gotta like we should like. Bro, talking business on the pod again. We should literally make a list of like things to add to phase 2, and then like we just implement them.
Yeah, like almost like seasons of a TV show.
Yeah, dude. Like, okay, this one we're gonna have music, and we'll have different like logos or whatever on the thumbnails, or whatever we think of.
Yeah, dude.
Anyways, well, that's it, I guess.
Okay.
All right, bye. To the Uppies.